Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style. So finally, we got a new Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. Today it dropped. It's dropped a couple places, a couple YouTube channels. You can see already has thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views. You know, why not? It was great. Let's geek about it for a few minutes. Now, this trailer gave us even more shots of Namor. I can't wait to see how he comes into this movie. We got some more with M'Baku and his increased role. We got some more stuff with Romana and mother of T'Challa. And just the idea, the sense that because T'Challa has fallen for whatever reason, I'm really, really curious to see what's going to be the reason. Is it going to be like a sudden illness that nobody knew he was fighting that suddenly got through, like the serum stuff that he takes? It was enough to get through that? Or is it going to be some off-screen mission that went bad or something? Really curious to kind of see how they take T'Challa off the board. But there's this thought that because they don't have a Black Panther, that Wakanda is somehow vulnerable. So I think we're going to see, because we see the Wakandans going against the military, or at least some, you know, like some military-ish dressed individuals. We don't know exactly the circumstances, but we see that conflict happening. So is that going to be because they're trying to sneak in Wakanda and you know, just get at some of its resources because they think the Black Panther is gone? So we see that's going to be a conflict. We see little shots of, I guess, a Mark I Riri and Ironheart, because we know from even like an action figure reveal a few weeks ago that we saw like a bit of what her suit was going to look like. And I know that usually the toys are based on early concept designs, which is why a lot of times when the movies drop, the toys look drastically different, and then we'll get like a later version of a toy that's more movie accurate because the movie has already come out. Whereas the toy designers on the outset are working from concept designs. So I'm curious as to her role in the film, and just, again, kind of wondering, are we getting too much in the movie? Or is it becoming overstuffed because we have to go through this sort of mini origin, you know, story, subplot within the movie to explain how she goes from where it is she starts in the movie to having her own suit and taking the battlefield eventually in the movie. We saw at the end of the movie, because we all kind of wondered who's going to be the new Black Panther, we see this shot of a female in armor doing a superhero landing basically at the end. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's Shuri, which it probably is, because Shuri was at one point in time Black Panther in the comics. Could it be Okoye? Could it be Nakia? I mean, those are other capable females that we've seen, because my thing is with this version of Shuri, the Shuri that we have seen on screen thus far, does not strike me as a Shuri that can handle being the Black Panther, can handle the mantle, the throne, you know? But I did say in previous videos where I talked about this, that maybe this movie serves as her crucible and kind of, you know, beginning, she's the jokey sort of Shuri, and then she gets kind of hardened by the death of her brother and just wanting to be there for her mother, wanting to step in, you know, fill his shoes, that it kind of puts her on that path. Now that, if this story is gives us some good progression of her from point A to point B in the suit, okay, I'll hold out hope for that. Otherwise, the MCU Shuri just does not fit to me as Black Panther, but remains to be seen how it all plays out in the end. And then just going back to some of the shots you see of the film, of just what I'm guessing is some of the funeral processions and stuff. Just the costuming and the choreography with it. It's just, I'm getting goosebumps right now just talking about it, because it's so cool. And I'm anxious to kind of see that part of it. It's a sad circumstance, but I'm anxious to kind of see how they weave it into the story. I'm kind of anxious to kind of see how guys like M'Baku get increased roles because of there's no T'Challa, taking away screen time, I mean, literal screen. He's going to be taking up screen time in the sense that he'll be talked about and everything, but he's not taking up literal screen time. So some of the others are having to, you know, step up, and maybe who they were before he passed was wildly different from who they have to be now for this sequel. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how things play out. But anyways, it was a trailer. We got some more stuff, more Namor, more Riri, Ironheart, more M'Baku, just more shots of what's going to go on in the movie. Not necessarily that we can draw conclusions from that, because we know Marvel loves its bait and switches and kind of leading us to think one thing by showing us something in a trailer that could be totally different and might not even be in the final movie whatsoever. So it remains to be seen how it all plays out. It's November, it's coming soon, and I'm just anxious to see kind of how they pick up the pieces and go forward and give us another great Black Panther movie. But those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.